Hello again. We did it. We're a master and an expert and just the smartest, and it was absolutely a known bug, and there was a way to work around it. So, um, I saw two different suggestions, and I just did them both and then went with it, and we got through. So, I didn't complete it out, but we got past him walking away. So, I figured I would just hop right back in. So, the man walked away all sexy. We didn't fail our check. I also went back through that apartment, so we don't have to do that part again either. And I am wearing my nicer shirt. um, and then this is immediately following. So Kim said he's gone. The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to you. And I'm gonna say we should run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So we just give up?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there.
The lieutenant nods towards a small rock on a soggy patch of grass. I'm so paranoid that like something isn't working anymore. Okay, everything looks like it's working. My god. Okay. Continue.
If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Great, let's do that. And then let's furiously quick save. It didn't auto-save. I just wanted to give it a chance to do it. I'm gonna be using that option so much more. Jesus. Alright, so we need to go back to Everett. But that might be a tomorrow thing at this point. Smoke on the balcony, find a way inside. Yeah, let's see what time it is. Yeah, we're getting awfully close to when we can do the talk with Kim, which means it's getting
A
late.
stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it.
Turn it over.
There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
Hell yeah, key to apartment building.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments, and the man can be in any of them.
How are we gonna find the right one?
We'll just have to go in and see.
Put the stone back. Alright, I'm wondering if we should really try to do that right now. I mean, I suppose we can. Can at least see if people will talk to us, and if it's too late, then we can come back. Let's give it a shot. I know it's not like super late, but just the indication that that seems to be kind of end of day for most people. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. What's that? Flip up glasses, the auditor, +1 logic, -1 authority. Oh boy. Alright. Logic, balancing the books, -authority, filthy boho, probably a narcomaniac. These flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favored by organized crime accountants who desire to look cool. What are mine right now? I lose drama, but I get visual calculus. I already have so little authority. Can I afford to lose any more? We'll keep them in mind, but I think we'll not wear them for now. The box is filled with cleaning chemicals, smells of laundry detergent. Lots to investigate here. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. These shoes come in 3 different sizes. Apartment 12, a loud rumbling snore comes from within. Wait, did we immediately find it? No. Okay. Elysium. Oh no, I found alcohol. Oh no. Oh man, it's not good for me. A large crimson bottle of cheap sugary wine made of poverty, sugar, artificial taste enhancers, and a vague memory of grapes, guaranteed to color your lips. I was really gonna try not to buy any alcohol, but here we are. The shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Money! Alright, well, just because we have the booze doesn't mean we have to drink it, but I get the feeling there's gonna be an occasion. Is that just the door? Yes, it is just the door. And my phone yelling at me about PlayStation sales that I don't care about. You think I have money? Unbelievable. Much like in this game. Do not. More shoes. Oh, change in the shoes. Sure, I'll take the penny. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Examine the padlock.
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
We could use some chain cutters here to cut the shackle. I feel like he must have those in his car.
Why would we want to break into some random citizen's apartment?
Snip, snip, my friend, do hand scissors.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word. His face wiped clear of any emotion.
Kim hates me so much sometimes. I think most of the times. He's trying to be very nice, but
But he knows it wouldn't make much of a difference.
there's so much he could say right now, but he knows it wouldn't make too much of a difference. I don't know why I'd only half read that.
I suppose if one were committed to it, there's a pair of chain cutters in the kinema.
Right.
No reply.
Leave for now. Oh, I think it's just that he's ready to talk to me. Padlock in the apartment. Right now, it doesn't seem too important, but it may be later. I know it's time for us to talk, but I'm wandering a little more first. Wow, 470. I think that's the most I've ever picked up.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side.
Knock again.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
That is not the text that is there. This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, very intense. This is the police. Open up.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Okay.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Leave. Oh god. Frantically quick saving. Door number 9 is locked. I feel like I'm having like serious deja vu. I don't know if I like watch someone play a second of this or if my brain is just melted. Postcard. Boogie Street. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open-air market in Boogie Street about 5 years ago. A vendor smiles as dead roosters line his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows onto the muddy street, blurry shadows of people pass. I really wonder if there's anything to do with these or if I could just sell them for the pittance they're worth. It just seems like there ought to be something. It could just be world building, it might not be that complicated, but... Take all Kim, I know. We're doing this real quick first. Apartment 8, mailbox is overflowing. Hello, sir.
Give me a moment.
Oh, ma'am. Another woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as a bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing. Can't read the graffiti because I can't read French.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. Let's try to be nice, but it's not gonna matter. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
Cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
It was probably funny because she hears him fucking all the time, based on him seeming like he's a cute, sexy man who has Sunday friends.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
We will. Alright, I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
I'm most curious about the padlock.
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar.
Suddenly, the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
I'm making a note because I wrote down that we could cut the padlock, but since we have some context on who it might be. Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Are you sure you don't mean astronomy?
That's what I said. Astrology.
Can't wait to find out.
The lieutenant shakes his head as though to say, let it go. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... forget it.
Okay. Is one of the residents on vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
But I talked to someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing the hallway.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
I will.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
That's all, thanks.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Right, let's close off all our options. Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you can call it living.
She
I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room.
She spits on the floor before wiping it off with a broom. I have a little room upstairs. Okay.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Thanks, I'm off. Quick save.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet,
You should take care of that then.
but I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Because he's a great man. And I love him. Alright, cool. Graffito says, a firing squad for the rich. So we'll try to do what we can here, which might take a while. And then we need to do the debriefing with him on the balcony, and hopefully I'll be able to sleep. A note reads, for closed by Martinez Realty Associates. Oh boy. Someone has torn down the wall. Waves crashing in the darkness. Weird. Wait, thank you. An old grocery list on the table and checks. Are you supposed to have your bathroom and your kitchen in the same place? Is this like a cool fun choice someone made? Alright.
What happened here?
Yeah, you can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Except the stuff in the fridge.
Indeed.
Investigate 10. Pay for damage. Okay, I'm gonna leave those on red. So that my brain doesn't empty out. Presumably the store? Oh god, it freaks me out when the music abruptly stops. We're saving. You're gonna get so used to that quick save icon, I tell you what. God, hell yeah.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
Form a guess about what happened. I mean, people told me what happened.
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Take in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Look at the ruins and the water.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt.
Who did this damage?
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He does not like talking politics of this kind.
Alright, time to go. Does this really update every single time I pick up a bottle? I swear to God. There's just nothing else. Right, I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Maybe. Ah, excuse me. Okay. Was that the door we just came out of? I think it was. Okay.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
How dare you?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
Kid.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Yeah, let's start with your blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Oh, come on!
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
He says, studying the contents of Cindy's bucket.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
It was my car!
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Fumes are bad for you.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
That's not what it said. Why is the dialogue fucking up? This is making me nervous. Alright, she nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat dock next to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Oh boy.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Wait, who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Wonderful.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note. Get wacky with the representative. Because sometimes I hold back a little. Oh, points are okay. Perfect. You have such weird notes.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. You don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mono is here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
Why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
Great. I can't wait to see what I have to say. I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love, actually I don't have an opinion, I lied. I love public art, don't mind us, keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
She means the opposite.
What?
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
I mean... Technically I did my job even though I still hope she does something wonderful. Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
No shit. Quick save! I'm gonna be so irritating with that, I'm so sorry, but I just can't stomach it happening again. Was it just a bottle again? It probably was. I wish it didn't do that. The hell did I walk into? Oh, the coal room. Someone's been sleeping here recently. It's probably the cleaning woman. Cindy? I mean, I guess, maybe. Maybe the cleaning woman does have a real room. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Just the way that they're here, I mean, I know it's just because they can't show whole pant, but it looked like they were ripped up jorts, and I was excited for a second. These don't sound like something I want to wear. Alright. Pour la homme labor jeans. +1 electrochemistry, godass. -1 reaction speed, hindsighted. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric you can't help but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Alright, well if I need to impress someone with my ass, I'll try to keep that in mind. Jesus. No, that's the wrong button. A locked thing in the coal room. I don't know if using any of the tools that Kim has in his car actually would help us open this stuff, but it seems worth finding out at some point. I was gonna do something. One moment, please. Don't mind me. Oh no. I can't do what I was trying to do. Shoot. Sorry that this is extremely bad and boring. Okay. Fixed it. Perfect. Sorry. That's where we came out of. We need to go up. The skull's pretty good. Presumably she didn't do that though. Well, maybe she did. Her name is Cindy the Skull. Money! Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Door's locked. You can't get in. The chairs knew someone lives back there. Well, how the fuck do I get to dude's apartment? Kim? Is there another path I'm just not seeing? Maybe there is. God, I was like, where did I walk into that I can't get in? Because I swear that's the door we used, so... It's not really like a path. What am I not catching here? Maybe there was another door in that hallway and I shouldn't have come up this way. We'll find out. Ah, okay. Presumably this. Right, perfect. Theoretically. Right, some junk. Okay, see then, why is this lighting up sometimes? Because it didn't light up at me picking that up. Unbelievable. Rue St. Gislain, roundabout north. Keepside Apartments. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. Right, none of these are getting me to a guy's apartment. I feel like there are a lot of dumpsters we need to crowbar open. My god. Okay, now we're just back where we started. How do I get to that man's apartment? Unbelievable. Looks like there was more construction here once decades ago. Sure, let's just go down here, I guess. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Cinca, Elysium 33A. Take it. Really, I missed something up here, though. I mean, I guess we could just bother that lady, but I thought we were getting to that apartment. Maybe you have to come during the day? Let's save. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. Alright, ma'am. I've been told to be wacky.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
Hi, Joyce. I bet you're not as good as the Joyce I know.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Joyce L, what does the L stand for?
Beaton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. I think it would be funny to talk to her longer. What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk? She hasn't actually said it to every drunk in town. It was spoken in jest.
Oh my god. What exactly is the RCM? I remember hearing it from somewhere.
I meant you. The Revachol Citizens Militia. The police.
I'm not a drunk, I'm a police officer.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
Don't shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
The woman and the lieutenant exchange a brief handshake.
She is unfazed by your rudeness, probably chalking it up to local custom.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What nice fabrics. Or what lustrous hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible. Within reason.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ashamed. I'm not ashamed. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. Yes, I should make my own goddamn money by now. Yeah, I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
He just told me to say weird things to throw her off, and I thought this would throw her off.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Great. Her voice breaks the silence, and suddenly you're back again. Nearby, a seagull pecks at a piece of garbage. Damn, I just thought it'd be fun. Maybe I'll do it at the end. You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat and makes a hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about the sleek fish?
What?
Because it's sleek and fish-like.
I think I'll stick with the factory name, but thank you.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19-pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
Alright, how do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Hey, you told me to be wacky, bitch.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Hey, do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further in this.
Right, not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou? I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Yeah, I do.
You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Achievement unlocked, biggest communism builder. Alright, let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on. Going for the kill.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Let's see. Yes, exactly. Precisamundo, class wartime, baby. No, it's a symbol of our subjugation to foreign capital, the bad kind of capital. Forget it, I was out of line. We're saying Precisamundo.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
He doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in single combat.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A?
Mm-hmm. It just so happens it does.
33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Alright, fire back quick. Hey, know about the revolution? It's the eel's heels. Damn it.
She takes a sip.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Something is about to happen in here.
Of course.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
Wave your hand next to your head.
It doesn't.
Keep waving your hand slowly.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
I wish that had worked.
Except he isn't.
The lieutenant is satisfied with where this is going.
A thought is going to come out of my head and into my mouth, and I will say it.
Of course.
Oh no!
Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
What were we talking about anyway?
It was quite a while ago, but I think, yes, we were discussing my fast, large, ineluctably middle-class boat.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
I wish that it worked. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
I got so drunk I forgot literally everything.
What?
She chortles, nearly spilling her tea. A supernatural event took place within. I can't fucking read. A supernatural. It doesn't help that the word is weird. Supernatural event took place within my head on alcohol.
Such an acute encephalopathy. Just doesn't seem possible. Surely you're joking.
She puts her beverage down and stares at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
Filling a mission. Wait, did I complete it, or is it... Oh my god. I'm so confused. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about that. I shouldn't have gotten distracted. I know I got that as a task, so I thought it was telling me I was making progress on it.
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Begin with the first. Alright, if you say so. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock.
She looks around, her green raincoat flapping in the wind.
You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Wait, you mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities. Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Hey, what's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her, and to humanity at large.
Yeah, okay, that's Martinez. What is Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History, detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Right, who built this city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed.
When was it built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Ooh, sorry. And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean. The world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place. Yeah.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
She watches you closely as you scan the horizon. Can you think deep thoughts about something new? No bonus. Rochelle Special Administration Region, the Calyu, the Insulidian Sea. What ocean? I'm not trying to get it. It's a miracle I got that close. Coalition Government, Insulidian Mission Command, name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Truvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you must truly complete. Alright, well, it doesn't look like there's any negatives, even if there is no bonus. Look it. Alright, continue.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Madame Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
But won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now?
Of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
I'm a diligent boy, thank you, Kem.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Yeah, I don't want to do this forever.
Glad to have been of assistance.
We'll spend a chunk
The
later.
little that I know. Anything else?
Alright. I'm assuming I have to go back into that to get to where I was. Alright, tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
Alright, so what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Who are the other tribes?
Son Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
Jesus. Yeah, what exactly is a billion?
It's a number, officer. A big one.
What's it made of?
It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions.
The wave hits the sloop, she grasps the mainstay for balance.
Wild Pines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantanga on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
I still have not found my badge nor my gun. I have no idea where my badge is. I got my jacket back and I was really hoping that it would be in my jacket pocket, and it wasn't. And we went on an adventure to try to get my gun back from the pawn shop, which did not work because we found out that someone else bought it. So we're still on a long mission to get our gun back. Slackin'. Fuck off. I streamed yesterday for a while, and then I also tried to start earlier today and ran into a terrible bug, which kept, like, just... It didn't even, like, crash the game exactly, it just made it so I couldn't do anything. It made it seem like I could do things, but I couldn't, so I had to have, like, a whole panic break and restart and get through. And I've been in this conversation with this lady for a really long time, and I'm pretty sure that the bug won't happen again. Like, it was a known issue, and people were, like, talking about specific instances when it happened. But now I'm just like, if I get to the end of this conversation and the whole fucking game dies, I will scream, because I've been talking to her forever. Oh, you just read that, which is how you found out I was streaming. Perfect! I can't speak for why your notifications are broken. Sucks to be you. We're having a very long, boring conversation with a rich woman right now. I am supposed to act wacky to throw her off, but we still have to get through a lot of, like, boring-ass business talk, so... God help us. Okay. Ugh, God, okay. Sure, you don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them.
We built this district.
It does suck to be me. I've had to brave this terrible game all by myself. How will I manage if only this extremely critically acclaimed game is here to support me and not you? My God. Alright.
There it is. She owns up to it.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions, the plazas Meteor and Mosaic, even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rises.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
You having a good time over there? For cutting remark. Great. Well, thank you. I'm so wounded by your sharp wit once again.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Alright, what can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Oh my God. Okay, well, We're both doing great here with the English language as per usual, so I'm very proud of us. Wait, what if I want to hear trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
That is actually the next emoji I want to make. I want to make a slug. I just keep not doing it. Every day I look at my laptop and I'm like, I could work on it, and I'm like, no. Maybe later tonight and or tomorrow. Perfect. We'll see how fucking long it takes Twitch to approve a slug, though. Alright, an octopus, I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
You've had the entirety of today off and was going to edit TNC. Of course not! Why bother? When is it supposed to come out? How long do you have? That's the question.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself
2 weeks
in
ago.
the foot, in other words.
Perfect. Well, I mean, you've not like you haven't had life things happening, so I'm sure the world will forgive you. Leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
Stuff and things. It's always stuff and things. It never ends. Alright, what's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
That's not what a grocery clerk does.
And how are the talks going?
This woman has no sense of anything.
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead? Yeah, that guy's fun to talk to.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes. No fundamental sense of her job title. I bet she's not even a real grocer. How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
I guess that's why they haven't been asking for money, because they already got more money. Which, good. Fuck these people.
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
Lots of interesting questions. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Those people are fucking plants. We talked to a guy who was out front, and like, they're all fucking scabs, but he like was wearing brand new work clothes, and he was uncomfortable, and he didn't like it when we pushed him. Those people are fucking plants, on top of being scabs.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Okay, so you're admitting it. I already knew.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Alright, what happened to the first guy?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
Thought you meant quite literally a plant for a second there, not out of their own possibility for this game. I mean, considering how often I talk to my Thai, and that I can get a morale boost from telling a post office box is doing well, I can forgive you for that.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool!
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Those were certainly words. What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Yeah.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
How would they wouldn't be that stupid? Unbelievable. Yeah, I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker, a member of the board.
Wait, what exactly do they mean by it though? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what, about anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
I did wonder about how many people worked there when I was seeing that was what they wanted, because that could be extremely irritating with that amount of people, but workers' rights, bitch.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Not great.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
That guy rules.
This checks out.
Alright, what do you think of Everett?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
So we met him yesterday, and he is definitely a worm, but when talking to Manana, he's like, I mean, he's a worm, but he's a worm on our side, so he could be worse. He could be worse. He's not that bad.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There are two of him? Click.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
I'm very cold. It's been going kind of back and forth lately, where we had like really bad storms for a while, and it was definitely cold then. And then it got what felt really warm in comparison for like maybe a week or so. And then we got freezing cold snaps. And then it evened out a little, and then it was raining again last night. So it could be a lot worse, but I'm getting cold. The tips of my fingers are still cold, even though I have my little glovies on. But I will live.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
mean, I don't dislike them so far. We're gonna go... I mean, it might be an overstatement, but an effective advocate for the rights of local workingmen.
Why do you think so?
I'll give me a second. Let me get through this. Okay, between Everett and the Human Leech and Measurehead, this union sounds like a motley crew. I'm into it. Wink. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too, to hell with the rest. They're good labormen. Can't fault them for a little corruption.
Ha! A real man of the left. What else can I tell you about?
What sort of temperature? It's probably... I'm gonna tell you and you're probably gonna laugh at me. It's probably not really that bad right now. No, it really isn't. If this is accurate. And you know I'm not gonna be able to tell you Fahrenheit, so you're gonna have to do your own goddamn math. My phone says it's 52 right now. Which is better than it's been. And it doesn't look like it's gonna hit the 30s again this week. It usually doesn't like stay in the 30s, which is like freezing, but it'll approach it and then you just like can't really like bounce back from it. So it's like reasonably cold for how cold it gets here. 40s, 50s is relatively low, and when it gets to 30s it's actually freezing. You can do the math. God bless you. I sure can't. One more thing, you said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie. Yeah, that's your warm right now. That's what I mean, is I know, like, comparatively it's not gonna sound like much, but contextually for California, and also for this shit-ass apartment in which my room is freezing. Alright, eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Jesus, it's midnight and I still haven't finished this conversation. I should not have started talking to this woman. Jesus Christ! -6. Fuck. I mean, you get real weather, though. We get... I mean, the rain we've had has been the most real weather we've had in a long time.
Thank you for your concern, man. We'll be just fine.
Alright. Alright, that's all I need. Change topic. How many more topics do we have?
How else can I help?
Alright, I've talked to Everett.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. Is probably the best out of all these. I didn't love him. He's not great. He's definitely not worth that. I don't like that. And I don't like that. And that's 2-0, so we'll say he's okay.
Of course. He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position all these years? Or wait, actually, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption that reaches into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods in agreement with herself. What ground, bitch? You're on a boat on the water and this is a pier. What ground are you looking at?
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself.
I don't think you get to decide that.
However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you?
Oh my god.
Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
I mean, I do love to gossip. I'm a gossipy bitch.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Will she like me?
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Oh, I don't want to tell her about my gun. Is that the only thing I can gossip about? I feel like the less people know that I've lost my gun, the better. And also, I don't trust either of the two things that want me to gossip. My tie is not trustworthy, and the electrochemistry is what makes me want to be drunk and smoke all the time. Dude, if she had it, I'd flip out. From what we got, someone went into the pawn shop and bought it, and they sounded like they were like, it was a woman, but apparently she sounded really weird and unhinged. So I don't think it's her, unless she's really playing it up. I don't want to talk to her about my gun.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat.
Yeah, I mean, apparently she's gonna be here, so we're gonna have another excruciating long conversation with her later.
Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She fell silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Alright, well, I literally don't have my badge.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
I mean, she talked to us for this long without that.
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, we did also figure out my name from, I think it was from talking to Everett initially. He was pretending like he had dirt on me, but he really just dug up census information, so my name is Harry Dubois.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Nothing.
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when I told you I literally cannot remember even the most basic facts about reality?
How can I forget?
One of those facts is where my badge is.
I was hoping your condition was rhetorical, Detective. A questioning technique.
I wish it were.
I have sympathy for your highly unusual conditions, sir, and I believe you. But as it stands, I cannot share any confidential information until I've seen both your badges.
It is not Julius Pepperwood, unfortunately. You can still call him that in your heart, though. I accept it.
I understand the dictates of protocol, ma'am, but is there no way around it?
I'm afraid not, Lieutenant. These are my employer's orders.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Doesn't look like it got. Oh, I have a really good chance of that. Pities your boat failure. Great. Yeah, let's just try it.
Feelings will guide the way.
But madam, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's a case I'm solving.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
I wish this had worked. You don't understand. It's not like a side case for me. This is my main thing. You all have so much else. I have only this. This is the entirety of my existence. I mean, we already know she's not gonna like either of these. This one's at least more fun, even if it's more pathetic.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
This boat, for example, and a home somewhere. I only have this case. Moral critical. Heal yourself now.
Officer.
Oh. I think twice in this conversation embarrassed myself so badly that I needed to take a medicine to fix my morale. Oh my god. I don't remember anything except this lynching. There's only this coast and this lynching.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
Really?
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Like what?
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madame. Oh my god, I'm gonna save. Christ, that was so much conversation. And I'm not done having it. Fuck. Hey, what's up, Kim?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Oh, so we're henchmen now.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
It wasn't wacky enough.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
He literally told me to be unprofessional and weird.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
Yeah, the company must have more ears on the ground. She could have known about my condition.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all.
I mean, we could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
And they hate me. What do you propose, that we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
I don't think he is sure. It wasn't wacky enough to do what he wanted me to do. Terrible.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with at this late hour?
It's night. Don't you ever sleep?
Matter of fact, I don't.
What? Why is that?
I have a medical condition of my own. Nothing unusual, though. I'm old, you see.
Old? I have that. I think I have that too.
Don't worry. It's curable. With questions. Ask me some. It'll help pass this night.
Okay, tell me about the alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate.
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
I don't know who that would be yet.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Am I gonna need bolt cutters for this? Right, the lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
It's true.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look. Alright, so far there's one guy there who's really nice, and there's one guy there who's a huge fucking racist. So we'll find out which of them actually helps me.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Oh boy.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
So many fucking questions. God damn it.
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
No, but we will.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However...
How dare you? It's more just like I've been talking to this lady for what feels like forever. Since, like, before you got here, I was deep in a really long conversation, and it's getting really late, and I was supposed to go back to the building that I'm supposed to be staying in to see if we can, like, convince the guy to let me stay there. And I'm also supposed to do, like, an end-of-the-night conversation with Kim to talk about everything we've learned. And instead what I did was I got into this conversation. And I also didn't even do the thing that I was originally over in this area to do, which was to, like, see if I could find a guy who talked to me from the apartment ledge. And I couldn't find his apartment, so I was like, I'll go bother this lady. So I've just been, like, in this when I have, like, no less than 3 other things I really want to go do. But I have to, like, talk to her. Well done, you're no longer being goblin. I can't help it. I mean, that's why I left that in as an incentive, though, because I'm always fucking hunching. Sounds like a mess, which is the perfect thing for Dubois. It is true. This is exactly what I get myself into. God, okay. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries, however.
This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
Okay, so I think that's gonna happen. Like, there was something about a repair was gonna happen to the drawbridge by Wednesday, so it's Monday today. I have to bother people tomorrow.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have the union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Alright, well, I'm friendly with one guy, like I said.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
No, she is not. It's corrupt all the way to the damn top. Of course it is. Wouldn't expect any less. We already have some suspicion. Do we have that suspicion? Sure, we already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching. Oh, I guess we do. We were looking at the shoe prints and all that.
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
Yeah, we'll take the case, probe the driver, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
I feel like I only talked to 2, but maybe I'm just not remembering. So all the same, we'll go bother all of them.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need.
Okay.
In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Okay, so we're gonna have to come back to do this later. And there were so many fucking questions in that. I'm not gonna embarrass myself and do this one. Let's get the fuck out of this conversation.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna have to talk to her a few times anyway. And Jesus, someone's car alarm is going off. I hope my mic isn't picking that up. Yeah, well, there was a whole thing earlier where, like, he told me to be weird and throw her off, so one of the things was, like, ask for money. And then we went through this long conversation about how embarrassing it was that I was gonna ask her for money, and was like, why, who gives a shit? And then it, like, gave me that option where we could do the dice roll so I could embarrass myself officially asking for money. And I was like, maybe we just won't do that. Maybe we'll just leave that alone. Okay, I'm gonna run through this apartment building one more time and see if I can figure out what the fuck the guy I was supposed to find was, because I didn't even find, like, a door that looked like his, and maybe that's just something I can't do right now, though I don't understand why I wouldn't be able to be quite honest with you. No, we got into that because we got to go around. We went in here and it's condemned. I don't think there was another door. Boy, I'm stuck in that room. I know the cleaning lady, like, told me where to look, and then I kind of forgot, but I didn't think I was, like, that thrown off from it. I have to bother them again because they're probably squatting, but I don't want to fucking deal with it. What was this one?
This door has been closed
No.
with...
Yeah, no. I'm not worried about that one. Where am I gonna find this man?
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
So supposedly this guy... We were talking to a cleaning lady who was out in the hall, and she was like, he's into astrology. And we're like, do you mean astronomy? And she's like, yeah, it's what I said, astrology. And he said that she had to let him keep his little stars up on the wall here. So now we're getting, like, further context of what's actually on the wall. We'll just inspect it.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Alright, why is it upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Okay, why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
If you say so. What does it evoke in me?
Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Fair enough. Hey, where the fuck does this man live? What did I do wrong that I can't find him? Oh, this was just a room I went in. This wasn't even interesting. Because we went all the way up to the top earlier and there was something that was locked. But I'm a little thrown as to why it would be locked when it made it seem like I could come up here. So maybe we'll just come back to this. Oh, more stairs? JK. I figured I had to have missed something, but I was kind of... No, that's just outside. Where's this fucking man live? Maybe this was... This is what I didn't go through? Hey! I should wrap this up fast still, though. Breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. Night has been fallen. It's past midnight. Oh, this is where we saw him, actually. Now that I see it better. God. Wait, no, that's literally why I came out. I'm so stupid. I don't know where I am. Yeah, we've got so much change. You missed us getting a goofy check earlier. We had enough money to buy a boombox and we still have $34. We're killing it. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Suspicious. Right, weird box I can't open. A lot of those lately. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. Hell yeah. We have a fucking boombox. We don't have any tapes,
This door is made
though.
of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Oh, this is supposed to be his apartment.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
He went such a long way to not go in that door when we talked to him earlier. That's funny. It's just right there.
Let's see if anyone's home.
No one answers.
Okay.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Alright, so we just have to come back tomorrow.
We should
after all
return
that.
tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Alright. Taking notes, because I will forget that. I wonder if we fucked around so long that we couldn't do that. Oh well. Alright, what do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here.
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
Whatever, fuck you. You
Don't
take
worry.
notes too.
It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
Sounds good, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28.
See, he
Good,
wrote it down
let's
in
go.
his notebook too. You calling him a nerd?
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help that we spent, like, fucking 2 hours doing other
Remember.
things.
Tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Okay, leave. If we're gonna come back tomorrow, is there much else? There sort of is. 29. Complete silence. Oh, 30. There's so many text box. Voices from within, singing along some buoyant dance track. Can I get over there? It looked like I can't, but I can't really tell. Maybe we can just go across here. I really need to get back to the... I think maybe I can't right now. And I also don't want to. I really need to get back to need to get back to the place where I can maybe stay. Because I think if it gets to 2 a.m., people start to go to sleep. So I'm worried that the guy who's working won't be there. Alright, let's run as fast as our sad little leggies can carry us. Not that way, this way. It's so hard to tell where the path is sometimes. No! Not that way. God damn it. I need to see if I have a place to sleep tonight or not. I have to imagine that if Kim says we can work something out that we can, but I'm still nervous. We can actually book it a lot faster than I expected, but all the same. Alright, perfect. And we're gonna save, so that I don't have a heart attack. I feel like he doesn't really talk to me, but it's a weird time now. Nope. Nobody else. Alright, please God be a thank you. God.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim is about to say something, let him.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However,
He adjusts his glasses.
I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
He stops mid-sentence.
He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
I haven't had a single drink all day, I'll have you know.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
I don't know if this is wise to say. I also don't know why I can't offer him, like, $30. I would give him my $30 if that would calm him down. I haven't needed to spend money on too much yet. Taking a real bad effect on your health. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it has, but I wouldn't be surprised if that started to happen. I did literally get a mission earlier that I had to smoke cigarettes. I mean, I probably could have ignored the task if I wanted to, but like, I had no choice but to go buy some cigarettes, and then I had to smoke them, and then I had to, like, take a hit to my health, but it made me smarter, which, doesn't seem legit in any way. Yeah, fine, I still make key, you know.
Good luck trying to use it.
He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the counter. Yeah, I did try to use it and it didn't work and it freaked me out.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
Nicotine does not make you smarter. Alright, this conversation isn't going anywhere, is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Okay. Are we gonna break into my room?
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Okay. Kim, what's your plan here? Also, can I go in there? Is there a new thing to look at? I get the feeling I can't. It's probably extremely locked. Okay, fuck. Alright, well there's something new in there. I'll have to remember to go in the kitchen. Alright, smoker on the balcony. We have to go back tomorrow. Have to investigate that. I'm gonna leave that. Jam mystery, what was that? Oh, yeah, I have to talk to drivers. Alright, Kim has offered to help. Go to his motor garage. We're working on this. We have to bother Joyce more. I kind of want to leave those so that I remember to go back to them. I have talked to Joyce for longer than I wanted to, and also not nearly enough to exhaust her dialogue. Yeah, see? Find smokes and smoke them. You need to get your hands on some cigarettes and then smoke them for those massive bonuses. It was not a massive bonus. It was technically a bonus, but... Oh god. I have a lot of things I can do or try again. Why is this hate scrolling down so much? God. I think most of these, are really worth doing. Because I'm pretty sure this one, which is something I could do, is accept racism, which I gotta be honest, not really, excited about. Horseback monument. Okay, I can go back to the monument, that's good. I don't think I actually have anything new. I hate when it lights up and I don't actually have anything. It's very confusing to me. Also, I have access to a beanie, but I don't want to wear it because it's going to make me bad at talking. I'm already bad enough at talking. But I do want to see what it looks like on. Ah, yeah. Really killing it. I can't afford to be any worse at talking than I already am, though. Okay. We're gonna go out to the car. We're gonna see what Kim thinks he can do for me, and then we need to talk to him apparently on the balcony. Before it gets any fucking later. My god. Gray beanies make you amazing at talking? How fucking bad are you at talking then that it never helps? My god.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
What? That was just hurtful. I mean, you walked so directly into that one, I don't know what to tell you. You are the originator of words are hard as a catchphrase. Come on. Alright, what could we sell, Kim?
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Look in the suspect transport enclosure.
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
He's got nice hubcaps. Oh, did he take them off because he didn't want to get stolen? Now we're about to sell them. Get in the fucking bin. I live in the bin. I'm already here.
I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
Okay, what do you mean confiscated?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners?
Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
Isn't that corruption?
I don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
God, alright, I should do these in order, and I never do. I always pick the first, or the most interesting thing instead of just going through in order.
There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
My dad was fucking obsessed with spinner hubcaps when they were big. My god. I think I'm trying to remember if he actually bought some. If he did, he bought like cheap ones, and I'm not sure he ever put them on his car.
A vanity he wouldn't mind.
Did you want to put these spinners on your machine?
No,
We are on the right coast
that would
for
be
it.
silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cup with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Outrageously cool!
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me.
As I said, they are useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you.
Yeah, thanks, I appreciate your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Item gained, radiant spinners. I don't know why I would tap on that right now. Alright. I hope that the pawn shop's still open. I feel like there's an even chance it is. We are gonna fucking save though, because that made me nervous. Okay, let's look at these things. No! I clicked on this! How dare you, game? Items. Radiant spinners, $200, fuck. Magnificent hubcap spinners that Lieutenant Kinsuragi has donated to you so that you can pay for your room at the Whirling. They are slate blue and shimmer haughtily in the light. I'm so sorry we have to kill your spinner dreams. Pay for damages, which is what we're gonna do. Alright. I really gotta hurry though, because like I said, I'm not certain we have a lot of time. God, wouldn't it be sad if I sell these and then I immediately blow the money on something else? If I play this game again, maybe I'll do some, like, dumb, mean shit, but I will not do that right now. I bet anything that I could go immediately spend all this on absolutely anything else but my rent.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Alright, something I'd like to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Alright, Lieutenant steps in and hands him the spinners.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump-a-mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens up the register and counts the cash.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you.
He takes the cash, then turns to you. Oh, yeah, he's not even gonna trust me with it.
Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest goes in his pocket. God bless him for not giving me any extra.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners.
Poor Kim.
The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
No, I'm not selling my clothes.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay. We did it. We successfully pawned something. I love that he kept the extra money. I don't know why I thought that I would get any extra. I mean, I think either way I could go blow this on anything else, but we're gonna be a good boy. We're gonna get a place to sleep. Can I go up this way, actually? I can. Alright, Gart. You gotta let me in now, so I can sleep in my disgusting room. Okay. Hello, sir.
Can I help you?
Yes.
Yes. Have you got it?
Yes.
Well?
Let's just be neutral about it.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
I have nowhere else to stay, buddy. Don't worry about it.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Hell yeah.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
No, goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. Oh, and it's auto-saving for me. Thank you, also. Alright, let's... This feels right. You belong here. No, I don't. Let's go upstairs. Let's talk to Kim. And then go to bed, presumably, and I will probably stop for the day when we do that.
Yes?
Right. Someone said I had to specifically go out on the balcony, so let's try to do that. If that doesn't work, then God, I don't fucking know. Maybe we'll just do the tell me about the case again thing.
Yes?
Okay.
What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling and Rags hostel cafeteria.
Not what I was expecting.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Right, well, this is at least a new question. Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort.
Okay,
There's
really
a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
I still don't understand anything.
Okay, well, we are police officers. It is our job to find a killer, so that's what I intend to do. You should try it too.
He already said it wasn't mysterious when I bothered
Good.
him about that. Maybe I can check my journal and see what it said. Maybe I just missed the opportunity. End of day debrief. Any lingering questions? I cannot speak. When you're calling it a day. Maybe just before I go to sleep? Because that was all the same and I didn't really have anything new. We'll see what happens when I actually try to sleep. Alright, I can level up. What should I boost? I swear I had done the endurance because it was so sad, but maybe I ended up doing something else. Hmm. Composure might not be the worst thing. What was volition? Hold yourself together. That might not be the worst thing. Because it'd be between those two for the absolute lowest shit I have. Like, I sat in a chair, and it made my health go down. So, that's how bad my endurance is. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Alright, accept and close. Alright, yeah, I guess let's just try to go to bed and see if that prompts anything else. Because that was, not really what I was expecting.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Okay. That thing we just did, but you didn't like it because I didn't do it right.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
Okay, I literally was like, you smoke him? So let's go for it.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Makes him smarter.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
The light of his cigarette illuminates a fleeting smile. He flicks the ash. I mean, I could afford to have one too. I have enough health. A cigarette is such a great idea, I think I'm gonna have one too.
You're cold, detective. Again, I only have exactly one every night.
Okay, I don't know if I automatically did that or not. Alright, right then, the debrief.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we didn't even look at the body.
It's true, we didn't.
But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
Though you really dropped the ball on inspecting the body, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do. We can't get to it, and I'm definitely gonna puke if we look at it. I guess I can risk the puking and we'll see what happens. But it seemed like that was, not gonna work. Yeah, don't worry, I'll totally be up for inspecting it tomorrow.
I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we conducted an interview with Everard Clare. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
He's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
We probably should have gone. Well, I didn't really have time to go back to him. But we are gonna have to go back to him. I'm a little intimidated by him, honestly. He has stuff on me. I'm sure I can get him to tell us more.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
I don't know how I feel about it.
That's normal. It's best not to give it too much thought. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
We will.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important.
Alright, I'll prioritize that tomorrow then.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
It's part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
How dare you? My shoes are the best thing about me.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Alright, so what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Alright, wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Alright, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
How can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
Yeah, I could absolutely take bribes from people to pay for my hotel room. But I'm doing such a great job picking up random bottles and then recycling them for like 10 cents each, and also making my friend give up his beautiful spinning rims. Why would I ever have to be a horrible, corrupt little worm?
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
I see. And if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
It's my second opportunity to ask him if he's killed anybody. Let's see if we can run through all of them. I get the feeling we can. So if I kill someone while on duty...
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes. The last time was 4 years ago.
He says it matter-of-factly and moves on.
Okay. Apparently I've killed 3 people according to my little clipboard. And he didn't say that like he'd only killed 1 person, so can't wait to see his. What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules? The coalition government?
Yes, the international community's mission in Revachol, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absolutely absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens?
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
The moral intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
Did you hear that? They run the ICP. What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner.
Oh my god. Alright, who is Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
Hey, what do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like them.
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion.
Do you?
Lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Alright, things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police. They've done an awful job. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We're stooges of the world's biggest bourgeoisie organization protecting bourgeoisie rights. Oh no, racist thought. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. Things do suck very badly here. So that might not be the worst one. And we are fucking cops, so the one under that is also not the worst. Awful job, awful job. Yeah, let's go for it.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Vigilantes does sound bad because people usually fucking abuse that. I feel like this is gonna be like a boring answer. Sounds badass though. We should make our own law?
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
Say nothing, just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. Two glowing circles.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
He pulls on the cigarette. Why are they like this? The kid is fucking horrible.
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Let's be optimistic. I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of the cigarette and looks to the door. Alright, buddy. I assume you've got the room next to mine, which I am so sorry for. I hate that the music just dies like that. Alright. See you in the morning. Is there anything new and exciting in here that I can do? I don't think so. Yeah, he's next door. Can I pick up my own bottle and recycle it? I can't. That's cruel. Apparently we can stare in the mirror and freak ourselves out, or we can go to bed.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Right, I technically bumped this up, but obviously it's not going to work. We might as well try it again, though.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Doomed. Okay. Can I look out my window again? Is anyone gonna fix it?
The window stands broken in its frame.
No, it's just gonna be like that. I did run across something that was like, hey, someplace fixes windows, but I doubt I have to fix it myself. Yeah, I think we just go to bed. I'll click save before we do it just to be safe, but I think we're gonna call it. I'm gonna eat some food. I'm very hungry. I probably won't play tomorrow, even though I kind of want to, because I kind of just want to, like, play this every day right now. But I probably won't. I should get some other things done. I'm gonna have to get some other things done today too, also, but, you know, I tend to want to do things more in the morning, and so I should, not do this. So I will probably just be back Sunday, regular time. Feel like I've been enjoying doing like 4-hour blocks or so, so I'll start at my normal time, and that should be fine. So yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. I will go relax and stuff, and you should go to bed way past a reasonable hour if I remember any of the math that I constantly forget. Gotta be kind of awful, have all those windows in your bedroom. I have like a bunch of windows in my bedroom, and it depends how awful it is. It's awful when my neighbors leave on their outside light, and my doors are fucked up, so I get way too much light through my doors. It's probably not great to be in a hotel and to be a drunk and to have an entire wall of windows. midnight, it's fine. I mean, it's Friday. Live it up. So we're gonna see what happens when I try to go to bed. Because I'm afraid that I'm gonna do that and then something's gonna happen. But whatever happens, we'll stop pretty quick after that. All the light in my case, they rattle with the police helicopters overhead. It's always fun. Yeah, there's no amount of sound protection in this apartment, so I hear everything. I heard someone get into a car crash yesterday, and then I like looked to see where it was, and it was like way down the fucking block at the corner, and I was like, I shouldn't have even heard that. I mean, everyone was fine, it wasn't that bad, but the point is I shouldn't be able to hear everything. They always fly too low and just rattle everything. Yeah, they like to do that. Okay, let's see what happens when I try to go to sleep.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
Of course it doesn't.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Alright, but I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Because this is my life.
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Yeah, bad pillows are a nightmare. God, if I have to get drunk to go to sleep, I'm gonna feel so bad. Roll over to the other side.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union, and it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
I just wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, you know, if you had a drink right now. Ugh, alright, no more thoughts, fall asleep.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Oh boy. Oh my god, no, it's gonna be like a whole thing. I should have just saved before I went to sleep and called it. God damn it. Damn it all to hell. Oh boy, we gotta go look at the body. Is that what we're doing? Oh no, it's me!
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die is very dramatic. Let's go. Oh my god, it's a fucking disco ball. I didn't clock that. God damn it.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Yo, tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am.
I do know.
I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
So, you missed us, getting into our clipboard, and we could read two different things, and no, I did end up reading both. One was ticket stubs for an aquarium, and the other thing was a card. It said it was a card, but it seemed like it was a letter, and it was clearly from, like, someone who used to love us very much, and we got so sad reading it that we blacked out. So I'm not surprised to hear this. Letter glued to a card. That makes sense. Okay. But we didn't really have any indication of, like, how that went wrong. We just had, like, a nice letter from when things were nice and she loved it. I think they explicitly did say woman, because they keep saying every time you see someone's handwriting, they, like, it's a man's handwriting, it's a woman's. So I think it was explicitly, wife. So now we get to decide which one we think happened. Let's just go with left, and it'll probably be like, it's how convenient you think that.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you.
I mean, be honest, how would you feel if you were looking at someone holding a bottle and their dick? You would probably also bail.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
Neither of these feel like good options. I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me.
Ugh.
You failed Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
I know it's a saying. I was being so funny. Oh my god, okay.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I failed every single person alive. That's honestly a feat. Alright, I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I do really need a shower. I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type? It's gonna be called fucking withdrawals.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Oh boy. Your phone loves you so much. Alright, it's gonna be morning. Hey, healed health! And morale! You're telling me that shit-ass sleep made me feel better? Okay. Alright, well now that we've done that, that means we can start on Sunday on a fresh, new, shiny day. In a worse place than when we started. For fear of that going away, I'll click
Good
it.
going,
No! I should've just left it! I thought it was gonna be one of those quick ones, but it wasn't. Okay, hopefully this isn't long. I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating. Maybe even take a shower. I mean, I meant he was gross and really needed a shower, but I was gonna take a shower later. I'm not as stinky as Harry is. Is that how it's gonna be now when I close my eyes?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me? I wasn't sure.
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening? Because you're an alcoholic and you haven't drank. I love that I woke up out of bed with my glasses and my little bag of trash. Perfect.
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
No.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Best cure for burnout is substance abuse. I am not gonna go looking for speed. I'm gonna live.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
As much as I love to call you a trash goblin, I do not know your hygiene habits and I don't think I need to know. I will be sure never to tell you again. And yet, here comes the temptation. Oh, man. I'm really gonna try. I feel like I'm just gonna feel so fucked up if I start giving into that shit. Like, just on a game level, I get the feeling that there's gonna be a breaking point, but I'm gonna attempt to not do it. I feel like this is a game that I will play again, and I will play like as just a nightmare person, and I'll try every drug then, but I'm gonna see how it goes. Be your own inspiration. Alright, that's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shellman. See how you do without your spark.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about this. You can play the game any way you want. If you want Harry to recover and go sober, you can. If you want him to go into further depths, you can. Yeah, it does seem relatively open. I just... Like, I don't necessarily think it's gonna force me to do something. I just think there's gonna be some moment where, like, it's gonna be so much easier to just do something terrible, and I'm gonna have a moment where I have to think about it. But, yeah, I already know this is something I'll play again eventually. Alright. Not gonna click anything else. Yeah, abstaining from hints. Yeah, it's tricky because I think it's kind of good that I stream things now, because I really have that tendency to be like, this is going to be wrong, I don't know what to do, I need to know right now what it's going to be, and I like will look things up. Like, there was shit in Pentiment that I would have looked up so fast if I wasn't streaming it, and I'm kind of glad that like when I do things this way, I feel much less inclined to look things up. So I just have to kind of live with whatever weird shit happens. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna eat some food. I'm gonna have a great evening. Every time I say I'm gonna fucking stop playing this game, I play for like 20 more minutes, so that's it. I'll be back Sunday at 11 a.m. We'll play for a good chunk again, and then I am certain that we'll do something similar next week where I'll play some extra days. I will enjoy my good thank you. Alright, thank you guys for hanging out, and I will talk to you soon, as soon as I figure out how to hit the right buttons on my stream. Okay, goodbye.